it's fun to delve into the minds of these coaches, especially now that analytics has become so well accepted and coaches do the unconventional, and the unconventional has become the conventional because you've got an analytics guy who's saying this is what you should do, so the coach can do it, and he's got cover by saying, hey, that kid you hired from the Wharton School of Business told me to do it. It's fun. There's every week there's a whole menu of things we can look at and say, did that go right? Did that go wrong? Should you have done that? Shouldn't you have done that? And you know what? Mike Vrabel is quickly developing a reputation for a guy who knows the rule book well. He learned well from Bill Belichick, and he knows where the loopholes are. And he saved time late in regulation against the Texans by deliberately letting the defense have 12 men on the field. And you couldn't really read his lips because he had his mask on, but you can tell he's telling the defensive players, like, what are we doing? We got 12 here. He's like, yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay. And I was like, wait, we got 12 guys here. We're not supposed to have 12. And Vrabel's like, it's fine. It's okay. And it was fine because they got the clock stopped. It's a loophole that he knows about. He's mastered the rule book. And the problem is, by taking advantage of these things, Chris, they're going to change the rules on it.
Of course they are. They're going to change the rules, but so what? Take advantage of them while you can or when you need to. And that's what he's done, in the end of a few football games over the last 3 years. Let alone he did it to Bill Belichick in the playoffs last year. I mean, pissed Bill off, who had pulled it off himself early in the year against the New York Jets
about
himself, right? So it's again, I think the big thing is Vrabel has shown us over the last few weeks that, holy cow, no matter how good of a coach you thought he is, he's a better coach than we gave him credit for the way they handled COVID-19 and that whole crap and everything there, and to play like they have played with the limited practice, but just always aware of what's going on in the football game. I mean, the way he talks on a post-game press conference, it doesn't seem to be flustered by anything, and knows the tricks of the trade a little bit. And that did save them, I mean, there's a lot of things that happened after, but regardless, it did stop the clock and give them some extra time and gave them a chance, of course, that we know they really needed that extra time to get that last touchdown to tie the game in regulation.
Yeah, that drive would culminate in the Texans scoring the touchdown that put them up by 7. They went for 2. It kept it a one-score game because they failed, and there was enough time left to go down and tie it up. Now, I mentioned Bill Belichick bragged about it last year when he did it in garbage time of a Monday night game against the Jets, and we should have been happy that he kept the clock running because it got the game over with and put everyone out of their misery. Mike Vrabel, not inclined to brag about what he did. Here he is yesterday when reporters pressed him on his intentional violation of the rules in order to conserve time.
Question for you on that late 12 men on the field penalty against you guys. I guess first question, was that intentionally done to stop the clock?
We have to do a better job with penalties. We had pretty uncharacteristic. We had a few on offense, so we have to be better in all areas. And I think the penalties are one thing that we focus on. Communicating, trying to give ourselves the best chance to win a football game.
Right, but the 12 men on the field one in particular, were you trying to save some clock time by getting that call?
The second and one, just trying to get them to try to make a stop there and substitute it in, an extra DB. But we ultimately got to do a better job on first down in 4-minute defense and not give up 9 yards.
We got to do a better job on penalties. I think you're doing a pretty good job on penalties. I think you figured out how to make penalties connect to your objective of winning the game. I think that's great. And the cat's out of the bag. And I think that's the thing that probably upsets him more than anything else, that people noticed it and are talking about it, and the competition committee filing away. When we get to the offseason, let's change that rule and make sure the clock keeps running in a situation like that.
Yeah.
But you got to give him credit. It's brilliant. Whatever the rule book is, you know it inside and out. You know when you can use it to your advantage, and you do it. That's what any game, whether it's Monopoly, professional football, or anything else, if there's a set of rules that control the game, you know them, and you figure out how to use those rules to your advantage. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
No, nothing wrong with that. Don't hate the player, hate the game, right? That's the old phrase. I mean, he didn't make the rules the way they are. He's following the rules, taking advantage of them a little bit. Sure, yeah, fine. But that's next level stuff. It really is. It's 2nd and 1. I mean, it's so next level. He had to cause attention to it to make sure the refs would call the freaking penalty. They weren't going to call. They didn't realize 12 were on the field at first. He kind of had to make a little bit of a scene for them to be like, wait, oh, there's 12. Wait, let's stop the clock. They were going to let the offense run the damn play. And it was a 2nd and 1, so he's going, they're going to run the ball. And now I'm going to have to burn one of my timeouts. Or, I'm going to have to burn one of my timeouts, or I could just do this and give them the first down because they're probably going to get it anyways on a 2nd and 1 and stop the clock. And maybe that'll make them, because they do need a touchdown on first down, have to want to throw the ball because they are, Houston was in a position where they wanted to score and tie the football game. So, or go ahead in the football game. I'm sorry. But that was awesome, and it really was.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.